You are in a moment of absolute surrender, where your heart, without reservations, exposes itself with the vulnerability of someone who does not fear the unknown but yearns for it. You stand before someone who, in some way, seemed to be the answer to all the silent wishes you harbored for so long, in the purest hope. The connection you feel is not something that simply arises, but it is like an ancient, almost mystical call from souls that seem to have recognized each other amid the chaos of life. The meeting, however, unfolded unexpectedly. Even after waiting for so long, upon finally locking eyes, exchanging words that carried the warmth of a genuine presence, this person simply doesn't want you. It is not just a matter of timing or unfavorable circumstances. It's a direct, cold, and disconcerting refusal that seems to belie everything you felt so far. This is not a common rejection, because the depth of what you feel transcends the superficial. You look at the situation and question everything. Did you make a mistake at some point? Did you fail to be exactly who you are fully? Maybe you were too honest, or perhaps you hid behind unspoken words that now weigh like a silent guilt. The pain that settles in your chest is not just from the refusal itself, but from the feeling of helplessness in the face of something that seems so certain, so aligned with what you always sought. It is a cruel paradox. The person you believe to be the end point of your search chooses not to want you. This choice is not only a rejection of you as an individual, but of everything you represent and all the expectations that were carefully nurtured until now. The initial shock is soon replaced by a denser feeling, a kind of emptiness that is not only internal, but seems to be all around, in the most common things of everyday life. You start to see this absence in every detail, in the music that once made sense, in the places you visited, in the conversations you imagined you would have. Your thoughts begin to repeat in a spiral of self-reflection that can be both enlightening and painful. Did your desire to finally find someone special blind you to the signs of disinterest? Perhaps, in the rush to build a bond, you ignored the subtle signs that this person was never in the same place as you emotionally. The rejection becomes a mirror of your own expectations. You find yourself facing a version of yourself that, for some reason, bet everything on something that could not be controlled. There is no denying the impact of such a situation. What you feel now is a kind of pain that does not have a quick or easy cure. However, it is essential to understand that this pain does not define your worth. As direct and incisive as the rejection may be, it is not a measure of who you are. It is a reflection of a complex dynamic, where often the other person is also trapped in their own fears, insecurities, and unreciprocated desires. It is important that you allow yourself to feel this pain without fear of facing it. Do not try to rush the process of recovery, because healing from a romantic disappointment requires time, patience, and above all, a deep respect for yourself. The pain, no matter how intense it is now, has a purpose. It reveals your weaknesses, your strengths, and the ability to continue searching for love even after such an unexpected fall. You may feel tempted to change something about yourself, as if by transforming, you could finally become desirable to this person. But this path is treacherous because true connection does not come from forced changes, but from authenticity. Genuine love does not require adaptations that negate who you are. It flourishes where there is acceptance, respect, and mutual desire to be together, no matter what happens. The response from someone who doesn't want you is harsh, but it is also freeing. It is an opportunity for you to redirect your love, your energies, and above all, your respect for yourself. Even though it seems now that nothing else will make sense, there will come a moment when this suffering will transform into a kind of clarity. You will understand that, although this person chose not to want you, your love was not in vain. It showed that you are still capable of loving even after so many falls, disappointments, and false hopes. But now what? What remains is a path of acceptance. This acceptance is not a sign of weakness but of strength. Accepting that this person does not want you is not giving up on love, but rather making room for a new experience that perhaps is even more true and profound than the one you imagined. By letting go of the expectation that this person will change their mind, you allow the universe to bring what is truly meant for you, without forcing, without begging, just with the calm of someone who trusts in themselves and their own path. Faced with this reality, you can choose to react in two ways. Either you sink into the pain, believing it is your end, or you rise even with the scars to move forward. The love you offered is not wasted, even if it was not reciprocated. It is a testament to your capacity to feel deeply, to give of yourself, and to believe in something greater than yourself. I know that what you feel now is a weight that seems unbearable, but I want you to know that this is just a chapter of a much larger story. The person who doesn't want you now is not the end of your journey, and what you experienced with them, no matter how painful, will not be the last love experience you have. What you desire, deep down, is still possible. Even though it may seem impossible to believe right now, true love is still waiting for you somewhere in the future. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it will come. And it will be the kind of love that not only chooses you, but wants you intensely, values you, and is committed to your happiness. I know it's hard to imagine a brighter future when your heart is heavy with what didn't come to pass. However, the path of those who love is never straight, and this experience, no matter how overwhelming it seems now, is preparing you for something greater, more real, and deeply satisfying. The emptiness you feel at this moment may be the fertile ground from which new hopes, new opportunities for connection, and eventually love that is not only reciprocated, but also genuine and mutual will arise. Now, in the face of the pain that still echoes within you, there is an opportunity to reassess what you truly desire in a relationship. Perhaps this person symbolized an idealization, a reflection of everything you aspired to for yourself, but have not yet found. And perhaps, amid the intense desire to be accepted, you failed to notice the signs of incompatibility, no matter how small they were. This is not a mistake, but a natural characteristic of those who love intensely, seeing the potential and believing in it. Even when reality offers no guarantees, it is time for you to turn toward yourself with more love and understanding. There is nothing wrong with still missing that person, because it is a sign that what you felt was real, was true. However, it is important that little by little, you begin to rebuild your routine, your life, and your own dreams, without depending on the presence or approval of someone who chose not to stay. Remember, it is better to be cherished by someone who is truly willing to stand by your side than to be just an option for someone who is not ready to truly value you. In the days to come, you may find yourself faced with longing, with memories that insist on appearing at unexpected moments, like a familiar scent that takes you back to the past, or a song that seems to have been made exactly to tell your story. In those moments, allow yourself to feel what needs to be felt. There is no reason to suppress the pain or pretend it does not exist. The grief of unrequited love is as legitimate as that of a physical loss, and should be treated with the same care and respect. Perhaps it is inevitable that you wonder why this person didn't want you, why things couldn't have been different. But in reality, the answer to this does not lie in rational logic. The human heart is a complex territory, filled with mysteries, fears, and desires that often even the individual themselves doesn't fully understand. Sometimes, the other person is not prepared to accept the love you offer, not because of a fault of yours, but due to their own limitations. Your role now is to move forward with dignity, maintaining the integrity of who you are, without allowing this experience to define your ability to love or be loved. You don't need to change your essence or recalibrate your way of loving, just because it wasn't what this person wanted. Whoever truly deserves your heart will accept it in its entirety, without asking for less or more. Gradually, the pain will give way to a deeper understanding of yourself. You will begin to perceive the details of your journey more clearly, seeing not only the other's faults, but also your own, without blaming yourself for them, but learning from each one. The growth this experience provides is not immediate, but if you allow it, it will happen gradually and transformatively. You will become more aware of your own limits, your own needs, and above all, your true worth. As you walk this path of reconstruction, you will meet other people along the way. Some will be temporary companions, while others may become significant in your life. The secret lies in keeping your heart open, not for the person who didn't want you, but for the possibility of something new, different, and perhaps even more beautiful. It is true that on some nights, longing can seem stronger than your ability to move forward. In those moments, do not hesitate to turn to your own self-care tools. whether through meditation, writing, or even a silent encounter with yourself. Allow yourself to cry if necessary, because tears are a form of purification, a relief from the weight of what did not come to pass. They do not signify weakness, but rather a sign that you are alive, that you still feel, that you still have the capacity to love. No matter how deeply rejection has hurt you, there is immense power in accepting that not all people who enter your life are meant to stay. Some come to teach you something, others to prepare you for the true connection that is to come. This person who meant so much to you may have been just a preparation for something greater, more stable, and more aligned with who you really are and wish to be in a relationship. Life has a curious way of aligning our destinies, even when everything seems out of control. When you least expect it, perhaps at a moment when you are no longer desperately searching, someone will appear. This person will not be an attempt to fill the void left by the one who did not want you, but rather a new opportunity to experience love in a healthier, more reciprocal, and more genuine way. It will be an encounter that will not have the uncertainties of an unrequited feeling, but the certainty of two souls willing to meet and take care of each other mutually. Therefore, do not be discouraged by feelings of inadequacy or doubts about your own worth. You are worthy of love exactly as you are, with all your flaws, weaknesses, and qualities. Those who see this in you will stay, and those who cannot see it were not meant to remain. This is the hard but also liberating truth of true love. It is not forced, it is not begged for, and it is definitely not lamented for those unwilling to receive it. As you move forward, remember that life still has much to offer. Opportunities to love again are lurking, waiting only for you to be ready to embrace them with a renewed heart, even if slightly marked by scars from the past. These marks are not a sign of defeat, but of courage, resilience, and a unique ability to give yourself to love, even after many disappointments. As you free yourself from this rejection, a new beginning becomes possible. This liberation does not happen suddenly, but rather as a delicate process in which each small choice to move on strengthens your ability to love again. You will begin to realize that love does not depend on a single person to exist. It is a part of you, an internal flame that does not extinguish, merely waiting for the right moment to shine once more. You are a soul in transformation. All this pain you are feeling now is part of a deep growth process. Do not let someone's refusal define who you are or who you will be in the future. As much as it may seem at this moment that this lost love is the center of your world, life holds experiences and people who will bring new meaning to your journey. Instead of focusing on the absence of that person, start paying more attention to yourself. Do things that bring joy to your heart, even in simple ways. Surround yourself with people who value you for who you are, without reservations or conditions. Fill your days with activities that ignite your passion, whether it's a forgotten hobby or a new interest you've always wanted to explore. This is the moment to rediscover what makes you feel good without needing external validation. And above all, allow yourself to dream again. True love is not a mirage, but a promise that is yet to come. It arrives unexpectedly when you least expect it and are most at peace with yourself. This peace is not the absence of pain, but the acceptance that you are worthy of being loved exactly as you are, with all your stories, flaws, and beauties. Now I want to invite you to be part of this journey of rebuilding and self-discovery. If this message resonated with you, if you have experienced or are experiencing something similar, leave your comment below. I want to know how you are dealing with it and what your thoughts are about this experience. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content like this. And if this video brought you any comfort or reflection, leave your like so that more people can have access to this message. Together, we can create a space of support and growth where love is celebrated in all its forms and overcoming is a shared path.